What is going on, guys? Johnny here.
And Lizzie.
Frizz, welcome to... We got cats running wild here. Welcome to episode 3 of the Packing Orders podcast. Frizz, welcome.
Pop.
I know, I do low-key, I kind of want like a sound machine.
Oh, yeah.
Where I can just
fun.
off to the side be like... And then it'll be like, this must be... Boop. Like, I feel like we can steal like 3 seconds of an NSYNC song and not run into any kind
Maybe.
of...
I don't know.
Unless, of course, this blows up and then we have millions that come after us. But anyways, guys, Frizz, an exciting topic today.
Yes.
All coming from you and your little, not little, actually, it was a pretty big side project you took on over on the Frizzy's Finds channel. Frizz, you went to the bins every day for a week.
Yeah, it was exhausting, but I don't want to be negative Nancy, but it was exhausting.
I will say, to piggyback off that, side note, guys, just be nice to YouTube creators. just be nice. I don't know if we, over on the Frizzy's Finds channel, definitely not here, but we have crossed the 10,000 sub mark. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, once you hit 10,000 subs, not that the comments are mean, but the comments are a little different.
Yeah, they are. It's okay.
So, in short, just be nice to creators. We don't do it for the at least at this point.
Not. No.
Maybe when we're at like 100,000, but at 10,000 subs, it's not for the money.
No.
Okay, Frizz, so you went to the bins for a week.
Yeah.
And I think we need to discuss bins versus racks.
Okay, yes. I mean, I could go on for days about bins versus racks.
Hopefully at least like a half hour.
Okay, you got it.
But tell us a little bit just about you going to the bins for a week, kind of like the thought behind it, and just like how it went, just that part.
So I used to, a couple of years ago, we started out as bins resellers. Mm-hmm. Like we only went to the bins. And the bins were amazing. Mm-hmm. We call that the good old days. The good old days, for real. I could find vintage Coach every single time I went to the bins. I would find, I would load up on purses. But it changed. Like our local bins changed, and there's not as much there's not as much bags or anything great that comes out anymore. They are a lot better at sorting in the back, I think. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't been going to the bins. Not
to cut off, but they. Locally in Greensboro, they're big on the, what's the website? ShopGoodwill.com.
Yeah, they've started going hard on Shop Goodwill.
Yeah.
But, so I hadn't been going to the bins hardly really at all. Maybe like once or twice a month I would go, if that. So I was like, okay, well, let's go back to the roots and let's see if I can see how it is going to the bins every single day for a week. I'm going to give it a week, see if it's worth it or if it's not worth it. And that's what And yeah, it was not, to me, it wasn't worth it.
You had a really good first date. Guys, there are 2 videos out on Frizzy's Finds. One, both from this week, from Frizz going to the bin. So be sure to check those out if you have not checked those out yet. But just to kind of piggyback off of like when we first started reselling, we were, I don't want to say predominantly shoe sellers, but that was a lot of what we did. And we used to clean shoes all day, all night. It was a lot of work. And did a lot of shoes. And then we realized we started to get a lot of complaints. I think when you first start reselling, maybe you don't think of flaws as much as maybe now. True. And so we were having like issues with our shoes and stuff like that because you get them from the bins and they can be dry rotted and stuff like that. So instead of just being more mindful, we kind of quit shoes.
We were like, screw this.
We're like, forget you. But back then, you could do that, and there wasn't the T-shirt bros as much. I mean, still to a degree, but not at the same level.
No, definitely not at the level there are now.
All of the like flea market people and stuff. Word got out.
Yeah.
So hence the good old days. But racks versus bins, though. I mean, a lot of it just depends on the timing. Like when one's hot, the other one may not be.
I think so. My thought is, I think in the beginning we were like, buy the cheapest of the cheap like it doesn't matter, like keep our cost of goods low. But I think now, like as we gain more knowledge in reselling, I don't mind spending or paying up for quality items if I
Yeah.
know that it's going to sell faster and for more.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't scare me as much anymore, paying up for things. And I think that's where like the bins versus racks, like you are going to go to the racks and maybe you'll find 1 to 10 items at the racks, but your average sale price is going to be higher because the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the items are better at the racks for us here. Whereas if you go to the bins, you could get volume, you can get 20 to 50 more items. Volume is there, but the average sales price is not there for the
Yeah.
most part.
I would say as time has gone on, we used to go, I think we wanted to wow. Right? We wanted the I paid $2 and sold this for 100. Like we
Mm-hmm.
were going for like home runs every single time. And I don't know that we intentionally changed our business model, but I think we look a little bit more now at like what is going to sell the quickest.
Yeah.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
totally cool making 20 bucks or 15 even if I know it's going to sell in 2 or 3 days,
Right.
or at
Yeah.
least have a good feeling that you
Yeah.
never know when
Yeah.
something's going to sell, but feel that it's going to move quicker
Mm-hmm.
versus like, I don't know when this is going to sell, but it's going to sell for a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
and
Yeah.
now we wait,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
that we don't pick those items up,
Mm-hmm.
but if you saw something that when it sells for 100 bucks, but there's 300 listed and two sold, you
Mm-hmm.
might be like, I don't want to deal with this, depending upon what it is. If it's just something that's going to be a long tail item
Right.
for 50 or 60 bucks versus like, oh man, these are going to sell
Mm-hmm.
right away.
I would still probably pick up that long tail item that I would make $50 on. Like I would definitely pick up something I would make $50 on, even if it's a long tail item.
Yeah, but I think, well, I don't think always though, right? I think back when we first started, we
Mm-hmm.
would have always picked that up because we would have been wowed by what it sold for.
Right.
But I definitely think that we have left high dollar items behind because we're like, either one, I
It
don't want to
won't
deal
sell.
with
Yeah.
it, or this is like two of these have sold, and like I said, there's like
Right.
300
Yeah.
listed.
I guess that's true. It depends on the item
I
too.
mean, put it this way, if you found a pair of skis
Mm-hmm.
that sold for 200 bucks and they wanted 10, you'd be like, I'm not shipping skis. Like,
That-
this would be cool.
well, yeah, because I don't want to.
But you know what I mean? But I think when we first started, we would have been like, these will sell for 200 bucks. We'll figure it
Right,
out.
right, and
now
not
we're
even
like,
look at the sell through rate
now we're like, nah.
and have them for like 3 years,
Yeah.
and then they're old and nobody wants them anymore. Yeah, I get that.
And I also think for a while we were once like you'd go to Goodwill and like something would be marked up. We'd be like, we're out. Don't you dare
Yeah.
mark something up. We're
Yeah,
out.
but now I buy things all the time that's marked up
Yeah.
just because I know if it's quality and it's good, then and it's worth it. But so here's another thing then. So like being clothing resellers, you've really got to stay up on the trends.
Hmm.
So if I see a very very trending item and it's $100 and it's going to sell for $200, but it doesn't sell, then I'm out, right? Because it's
Hmm.
such a trending item
Yeah.
that next year it will not be trending anymore.
Hmm.
Then I'm out. So there is kind of like I'm not going to spend, I might not spend $100 on an item for a $200 sales price because it's so trending and it doesn't have a good sell through rate. It might not be worth it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's that is the trick of, or the caveat to style-based sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you talked about wanting to get better at style-based sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's tough
Mm-hmm.
because, again, to your point, if that doesn't, like, think somebody probably went and bought a haul of skinny jeans,
Right.
like right at the end. Like,
Yeah.
for perfect example, our Goodwill where I bought 10 pairs, 9 or 10 pairs of True Religion and Rock Revival men's jeans, and I paid $12.99 or $13.99, which is something we would have never done, but we did it, and glad we did.
Mm-hmm.
Now that same store has 10 pairs of True Religion and Rock Revival women's skinny jeans that when I bought the ones for $13.99, the men's ones, the cashier was like, wow, I just put these out. So you know that those sold instantly. So they were like, oh, surely we can get another $5 or $6
Yeah.
a pair out. And guess what have now been sitting there for a week and a half? A bunch of $20 skinny jeans.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Where
True legends.
even if those were men's jeans at $20, like maybe. I mean, the ones we've sold
Yeah,
have sold
maybe.
for $60-$70. So not terrible, but they just assumed, oh, True Religion jeans.
Right.
These
Yeah,
sold
they don't
fast
know.
last time. They're
They
going
don't
to
know.
sell again. But to say
don't
like that style base, like True
Yeah.
Religion jeans, Rock Revival, good brands. Skinny's out
Right.
at the moment, and at some point it'll
It is coming back,
circle
but
its
not.
way back around.
It is coming back, they say, but I don't necessarily think it actually even left really, because people love their skinny jeans
Yeah.
and still people wear them. And if they want them, they might have to buy them secondhand because not a lot of people are making the skinny jeans anymore. But I don't know.
Skinny jeans, like, you know how they're like they're not in, but like the people who love them
Yeah.
them. It's like when you like go into your parents' home and you're like, wow, they haven't updated anything in a long time. Why? Because they like it. And to them, it doesn't have to change,
No.
right? Because they like it
Yeah.
and they still like it. And to me, that's like skinny jeans. They like skinny jeans
I think
before.
that's-
I still like them
I
now.
honestly think that's a lot of fashion, right? Yeah, I feel like these days you can get away with wearing anything you want because there are so many different styles out there, so many different things. I mean, you can wear whatever you want to wear. I fully believe that.
Does that mean I could wear a puka shell necklace?
You can if you want to.
I can?
Yeah, if you want to. You can frost your tips too.
Oh, man. Take me back. I remember, not to get off on a side tangent, Dawson's Creek, right? My dad did not want me to frost my tips, right? It wasn't a guy move, right? This is 97, whatever. And so they were like, you can't frost your tips. I think I've said this before. My parents were oddly strict about very random things,
Yeah,
but
they weren't really
strict. And then there was the episode. Hi, Al. Guys, this is Alan. Just saying hello, moseying on over. So anyways, the episode of Dawson's Creek comes out. Pacey gets his tips frosted. And I'm like, man, I want to frost my tips. And they let me after that episode.
Oh, that's nice.
Now I don't have enough hair to get my
No.
tips frosted, but I would still rock a puka shell necklace.
What I wore back in the day, Y2K era, is now trending. And I'm like, oh man, I wore that. If I would have saved all my clothes, I would have a great store. Great store.
I think of that about anything that, like, I had that, like, when you think of hats
Yeah.
and, like, vintage, well, now it would be, like, vintage sports gear. I see stuff all the time of, like, people posting on Instagram, and I'm like, I had that. I had that. I had
Yeah.
that. What do you feel, having spent 7 days at the bins? Not so much of what you found, but just what it's like. For somebody who has never been to the bins, we get comments all the time, especially like on these bins videos, like, I would love to go to the bins, they're too far away. And every bin is different, like the way they do their rotations and what they allow. But how would you describe the bins to somebody who may have never been?
Well, it's an adventure. It's a true treasure hunt. So I would say, like, you've got to be willing to put in the work. Because you have to dig to find the things. So for me, I'll just, like, what I do is I go in and I start looking at all the bins. Like, I don't just wait for the new ones to come out. I'll sort slowly through each and every bin, and I don't wear gloves because I need to feel the fabrics. Like, if I feel a quality fabric like silk, linen, cashmere, wool, I can feel that with my fingers. So I know to, like, take a second look at what it is. But I think, like, slow and methodical works for me. I'm not one of those that, like, runs through the bins and looks at the top and then throws things around.
Oh, the surface dwellers.
Yeah, no, you have to get deep. Because people, I will say, those surface dwellers miss a ton of stuff. So if you have the patience, just put in some AirPods, listen to a good podcast like us, or some
Put on the Back and
music,
Quarters podcast.
and then just start digging and just go through each and every one. And if you have never seen something, like what I do is I've never seen a tag or something looks interesting, I will look it up.
Yeah. And just take it Like take it, put it in your cart, put it in your bag. Just look it up later.
Yeah.
And just keep going. I think like the surface dweller, like they're just trying to cover as much surface area as possible. But I mean, very rarely is the good stuff just sitting on top.
No, very rarely. Very rarely.
And I do agree with you. And a lot of people wear the gloves, but when I think of it, like you're just kind of throwing sometimes, right? And sometimes you grab it and you just throw it because it's muscle
Right.
repetition, and then you're like, whoa, what was that? And then you go and you grab it back and then you feel, and then you're like, oh my God, this is 100% cashmere.
Yeah.
Where if I wore gloves, you might have missed it, right?
I mean, I get if you are going for the hard goods, I would definitely wear like a glove situation, but maybe like a working glove.
Like a work glove, yeah.
Like a work glove and not just a plastic latex glove.
Yeah, that won't help you.
Because there's broken glass, there's sharp metal pieces, there's definitely like some...
It's crazy when you think of hard goods like at the bins and how stuff gets thrown. And even if you watch the bins in the back, like everything gets dumped from high up. Like, how is that not a liability?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have cut my finger in a bin before, but I ran to the Amy that works there and she gave me a Band-Aid.
Aww.
So they do have a first aid
jaw
kit.
For 3 hours after.
But I do say, like, so bins versus racks, there is a different mindset going in to each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like at the racks, I can run into a thrift store and be there for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
ours are smaller.
Yeah, ours are small. But if I want to just run in and glance, I can run in and glance. I can't do that at the bins. Like I have to make sure that like my schedule is clear because
you're there for at least an hour.
I'm going to be there for at least an hour, and if you want to find like enough stuff, you're going to be there for a few hours, like 2 to 3 hours.
If you watched Frizzy's videos where she went to the bins every day for 7 days, you stayed for an hour one day and you found nothing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you were 2 to 3 hours every single time. Mm-hmm.
And I think the day I stayed for just an hour, I wasn't feeling it. It was in the afternoon, and I was like, I don't even feel like being here, so I left.
Well, part of the bins is you have to be in the mood for the bins.
Yes,
and
this is true.
We are very lucky that we have a lot of good people at our bins. Mm-hmm. But it still is competitive. It is still, I don't want to say aggressive fight, but aggressive in the competition part of it, right?
Right.
So you have to be in the mood where
this
you
is
can
true.
go to a Racks or even not a Goodwill. You can go to like just a mom
store.
and pop and just kind of go through. And someone might be annoying around you, but all in all, you can work it as little or as much as you want. Mm-hmm. Well, the bins is just a free for all. And I think you do have to like mentally be in the mood for it.
Right.
Like think of how many times we've been at the bins and we're like, I'm not really in the mood for this.
A lot of times I will go in the morning just to see how it is. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, nope, not today. Mm-hmm. Not today. Can't do it today.
And it's funny because sometimes you think you're up for it. Mm-hmm. And then like the first person kind of nudges you. And you're like, nah, never mind. I can't. I was wrong. Or like you don't find anything right away, and you get the sense or the vibe that it's just you're not gonna find anything that day, and you're like, this isn't it. This isn't it.
I mean, there's still some character flaws that we need to work on with patience, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're learning.
But going back to the glove part a little bit, we don't wear gloves, and we do that for feel. I mean, we have touched some things we probably haven't wanted to touch.
Right. I mean, you get some wet situations.
But I think that's the exception versus the rule, right? It's not like all
gross
wet all the time.
No.
Although I will say people who wear face masks, that makes sense to me. Because I think there's a lot of like mold spores and dust,
especially in the shoes and the hard goods. Yeah, there's a lot of dust flying and mold spores for sure. So they're probably very smart for wearing a mask.
Yeah. I definitely think like 20 years from now there will be some kind of class action lawsuit against Goodwill for the bins as everybody just comes with some form of disease that is like, this comes from flaking fake leather. And you're like, that was the bins. You know those commercials that are like, did you work in the mines? Join, call this law office. It's gonna,
Asbestos or something.
yeah. And it's gonna be like, did you shop at the Goodwill outlet from 2018 to 2028? You might be up for a cash settlement. We will call them.
Oh.
But I do get that. But so if you are intimidated by the bins, I think it's understandable. But
I do
treasure.
think if you are able to go and have not gone, it's an experience. If you're a reseller, if you like to thrift, that you should try and make a trip to a bins,
especially if you live around Denver.
Yeah, and if I lived in a different city and they had great bins, this conversation would be totally different, because I would probably go to the bins way more often because I'd be finding more things. But I don't know.
Can we say that if we had this conversation a year ago, that you would have ranked our bins towards some of the top?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just in a lull right now.
It is, yeah.
And it's summer. I don't know how much donating goes on in the summer. I feel like a lot of people have put stuff together and they're like, we're going to have a garage sale. And then that garage sale doesn't come. And then it gets cold and then it gets donated.
Yeah.
Like more like fallish,
yeah.
because everyone's going to have a garage sale and sell it.
Yeah.
And then when they don't, then they donate it. So, and not to mention like the kids are out of school, like you're doing things. So it's weird that I can't think of previous summers and like what we have found. But I feel like summer's a little bit of a slug.
And I think that's the case for the Rex too. I think because the Rex have been kind of slower too. But I feel like in the summer people are busy. They're not really home to go through their things. I do see an uptick of donations around here, at least closer to the holiday times, because if they're having company, they want to clean their guest room out, they want to clean their house out and get rid of a lot of stuff. I do see some donations happening closer to the holidays.
Guys, let us know in the comments, have you ever been to the bins before? Not the Amazon bins.
Like, the Goodwill
not the
outlet
bins, but the Goodwill outlet. Have you been? Do you go consistently? Do you enjoy it? Do you not? Very curious. We're hot and cold on it.
I mean, I like to have options. I don't like to be tied down to one place, to one thing. Like
You are married.
I know, but that's different. I like to have options.
What if I said this?
I mean, that's fine.
I don't like to be tied down. I like options.
It's true.
With
thrifting. With thrifting. So, I like to be able to, in the morning, wake up and my spidey senses are saying, the bins are going to hit today, so I'll go to the bins. Or, this one thrift store is going to be good today, so I'll go there.
What would you say that you prefer? Like, what would be an ideal situation? The bins went off and you are just finding great things at the bins, or you're at a rack store and that's going off? Like, what would you enjoy more?
The racks, just because it's faster. Like, I don't spend as much time. Like, the time would be, I'm in at most an hour.
So if you were at the bins and there was like 10 things in one bin, that wouldn't be as much fun as if there were like 10 things on a new rack?
Well, it'd be the same.
Oh, it'd be the same.
Yeah, it'd be the same.
I didn't know if like the treasure hunting aspect of it would make it different.
I guess it depends on the things.
Say they were the same thing.
If it was the same thing. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea.
Probably the bins, because it'd be cheaper.
The bins would be definitely cheaper. Although I will say I have been doing more and more sourcing at the buy sell trade stores lately. And they have been very good. And it is, again, a higher price point, but they're more quality of clothing that you can get a lot more for.
Well, I think that we talked about this before, but that's kind of a methodology that has changed for us. Like, we did not like paying up killed us. But I think like we felt like we didn't have to. But I think some of it is Goodwill's gotten more expensive. Like they're marking things up more, and their prices just like jeans went from $5 to $8 or whatever, and now all the stores are marking things up. So it's like, okay, if you don't pay up, you're going to be passing on things.
Yeah.
And so now it's just kind of like, all right, well, paying up is kind of what we do.
Yeah. I mean, and I do feel grateful and blessed that we live in an area that we do, because it isn't as much as I've seen in other areas. The markups aren't as high as a lot of places, but who's to say it won't come?
Yeah,
sure,
I mean, it's all.
It is what it is.
But as ours goes up, theirs goes up.
Yeah.
I mean, everything goes up.
Everything will go up.
But we get comments all the time that are like, you guys are so lucky. Like, we pay $40 for new tag Talbots.
Yeah.
And where ours, they're not that ridiculous. The annoying thing about our Goodwill stores in what they price up is, one, it's inconsistent.
Very.
Two, it's usually like over the top.
Yes.
Where did you get this price from? So like that's the annoying part.
Yeah.
And they miss so much other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're so worried about this Under Armour polo being $15, but
you miss this Taylor Stitch that is like,
or like, oh, these Imogene and Willie jeans are going to sell for $120, but don't you worry about that $12 Under Armour polo. They just don't know enough. And it's too much. So you wouldn't expect them to know it.
Right.
But it's like, if you're going to swing on some of the stuff you're swinging on, like...
I am wondering of like the whole AI situation with the thrift stores, if they are going to like bring in the AI portion in the back room. I mean, I'm sure some of them probably already do, but it is time consuming. And then what? They're going to get through less donations that they already...
Well, that's like ours. Well, I wonder that with ours, because they are moving to individually pricing items, which to me just doesn't make sense. Just from the time, the labor's expensive.
Right.
But AI, it's good. It's not great. And like, I know ChatGPT is pretty slow.
Yeah.
Like if you're uploading photos, not if you just search something. And so if you're going to take a photo of every single item or search every single item, or somebody still has to make a brand list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It would be. It's a lot of work.
I think
it's a lot of work.
When I worry about AI, it's when you can just hold up your phone and it pops up. It's instant. And it's not instant yet.
Not yet.
So are you really going to take a photo and look up every single item, see what it sells for, and then price accordingly? Like, it will take you, not to be funny, 3 or 4 minutes per item.
Right.
So that means in an hour, somebody at most is going to list, like, price 20 things.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
that's working nonstop.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No, because there already is so many. They get so many. They get too many donations that they can't even get through all of them to begin with. So it'll be interesting.
Which is why the nice thing about our bins is a good portion of it is raw donation.
Yeah, a lot of it is raw donation.
Because we have been to bins around the country where everything, or mostly everything, has a tag on it. And you're like, these.
Yeah.
Because even when we go to Florida, it's still kind of mixed, but Florida like has the dollar days and stuff like that kind of...
So a lot of it doesn't get
out.
to the bins because they have the dollar days. Yeah, that's true. But you get those Florida bins that don't have the tags. They're pretty good.
Well, I mean, anything can be good on any specific day. And we do ride it very high and low based upon what happened like one time.
We were shunning them.
Like, we went to the bins in Seattle a couple years ago. It was great.
So good.
But we went one time.
Yeah, this is true.
So to us, the Seattle bins are
the best.
Just the best.
But we've only been once. But I will say it was really good. And I do think that because of their pricing strategy in their Goodwills, because their Goodwills are crazy expensive, I do think a lot of the stuff that doesn't sell ends up at the bins because they price it so outrageous.
$55 for something.
Yeah.
So is the goal now that the rack stores just get super expensive so we can just get it all at the bin?
Yeah. That would be cool too. I'd be okay with that.
Would you?
Mm-hmm. I'd be okay with that.
Then you would have to go to the bins every day again.
No, I wouldn't go every day.
You'd have some pretty good
I
guns,
know.
right? You said your arms were hurting.
They were. Mm-hmm.
But the racks, the compared to the bins are constantly rotating.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, not our bins.
pretty much, I mean, they rotate.
They rotate, but yeah, okay, I see what you're
Don't
saying.
be so literal. They are constantly every day.
They
bins
rotate.
are getting switched out, and you have new stuff. Racks, that is not the case. You are getting new racks coming out,
But
but
the
it's
whole
not like they
place
clear
isn't-
the store and then come
Yeah.
back out even
That's true.
2 days later, and it's all new stuff.
But I think
if
that
you go to a rack store, say 3 days in 1 week, which is probably close to what you do, right? You see the same stuff constantly.
Yeah.
If you went for 7 straight days, bins get turned out.
yeah, but day after day there are some of the same bins, but yes, they do rotate. Yeah.
Like if your follow up is 7 days at the same Goodwill, you could be like, "Do you guys remember this shirt? Do you remember this shirt? Do you remember this
Well,
shirt?"
if I go every day, because sometimes I'll go, not every day, but a lot of days, I'll go to the same Goodwill and I know what's out there. Like I already know what's on the racks because I've seen it for days upon days if something looks different or out of place or new, then I just go to the new things.
That was the nice thing about Florida being color coded, is that you could then start to just look
look at
for
the
colors.
yeah, we don't have that.
And you knew what had come out that week.
There would be a completely different sourcing strategy if we lived in Florida.
Yeah.
Like 100% different sourcing
Well, for
strategy.
anybody watching or listening, like you have to have your Goodwills tell you if you source Goodwill, I
Yeah.
should say. Your Goodwills tell you what you're going to be, right? So ours hard goods are terrible. You could not be, well, I'm sure some people are, but you could really not be a hard goods seller just thrifting Goodwill here in our area.
Yeah.
But Florida, you think of like Lavender Clothesline, like she's every day is just like, look at this, and we did a video a couple weeks ago where I was like, guys, here's our hard goods. It's all empty shelves.
Yeah, most of the time it is a lot of empty shelves.
And like when we go and visit Buffalo, we find very little clothes that we can use, and it's like, okay, well, the Goodwills aren't good here for
your
that.
thrift stores are gonna, it's whatever you find the most of that sells
And
the
hopefully
best.
it's just what you like.
This is true.
Like we're fortunate we do clothes and clothes are good here.
Yeah.
But if we really were passionate about hard goods, like it would be a struggle.
This is true. Well, we'd have to go to a lot more estate sales and things like that, I'm sure.
But again, it kind of depicts, it tells you what you're going to source. Do you think though that if the bins were giving that you would just enjoy going more?
Of course.
Or is it just like you don't love the bins
Okay, no,
experience?
it's not that I don't love the bins. I actually really like the bins. I like to dig through, the piles and piles of unwanted items and to see what I would like out of them. I do like the treasure hunt, but like anything, and this is just being real, like anything, if I'm not finding anything, I'm not going to be really happy to be there. Like that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. I think the hard part for our Goodwills is the lighting's terrible.
I was going to bring that up. Like our Goodwill outlet for sure is so poorly lighted. It's so dark in there that another con of it is I come home with a ton of stuff that is like stained or has holes, and I think that I'm triple checking it at the bins, but the lighting is so bad I can't see it until I bring it home.
Yeah.
Which I think at the racks, there's better lighting at the racks for
Yeah.
sure, and I do notice more flaws.
Yeah,
at
I
the
could
racks.
sometimes like you think you're just seeing a shadow.
At the bins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we use, we have like the lights that we use for our photographs, and that thing reveals,
Oh,
those
everything.
lights reveal
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like dimly lit
Yeah.
versus like, boo.
Yeah. Like the lights that we use for photographing will reveal a stain on an item that you cannot see if it's not on the light. So like if you're just wearing it out and about on a day-to-day basis, you won't be able to see the stain, but these lights.
And I feel like savvy eBay Poshmark buyers, they must have a light. And so if they get something and they're like, oh, I don't like this, I'm going to use my light. I'm going to find a spot that they didn't disclose. Well, Frizz, thanks for sharing your
Bins are,
bins versus rack
I do.
experience.
I don't have a favorite. I mean, I guess I
Well, it's all
like.
on the moment,
Yeah, I
right?
like to have options. I do like to have options.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather probably on a daily basis go to the racks just because it's faster for
Mm-hmm.
me, and I don't spend so much time.
Yeah.
That's why I like the racks better.
But when you're at the bins and you find good,
Then I love it.
well, the nice thing about the bins, just to kind of wrap up, it also brings down our cost of goods.
Yeah, this is true.
You
This is
know,
very
we're
true.
ours, like we've said before, it's $1.99 a pound. So if you
Mm-hmm.
find a shirt that's like, just say 8 ounces, it's a
Mm-hmm.
buck
Mm-hmm.
versus $5 or them
Mm-hmm.
pricing it up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you can really bring down your cost of goods. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you said you bought 70 pounds
Mm-hmm.
worth of clothes. You spent what, like 150 bucks?
$155, 70 pounds of
$155?
clothes. And I mean, I've already sold $600 worth of items from that week, but yeah, I mean,
And we didn't write out like individual items, but
mm-hmm.
you're probably like 100 items or so, give or take,
Oh, that I
that you
purchased.
actually bought.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
somewhere.
that would be interesting. I didn't count how many items I got.
And then so your cost of goods are obviously going to be
Mm-hmm.
lower.
I
Where
don't think
if
I got 100
you
items actually.
no,
I don't think so.
well, you got more than you would have with
Oh, for
$155
sure. At the
at the
racks.
racks.
Yes,
The
100%.
tricky part is all of a sudden the boots that you find
Mm-hmm.
or the chore coat that you
Mm-hmm. That
find
leather jacket.
then becomes more
Yeah,
than it
this
is
is
at the
true.
store.
Yeah.
So there is also that part too.
Mm-hmm.
Frizz, anything else on bins versus racks?
No, not really.
Your team racks at the
I'm
moment?
team racks at the moment, but I think that's just from a time st- standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, I just would like to spend less time sourcing.
And it's also tricky because the weekends you get more people because it's the weekend, but then
Mm-hmm.
on Sundays at the bins they don't rotate as
Mm-hmm.
much, so like that's a
Mm-hmm.
lost weekend day. And then during the week, like you never know. Some days it's mobbed and some days
Yeah.
it's not. It'll be nice that a lot of the like vintage kids will be back in school,
Mm-hmm.
so that'll help kind of lower the amount of people there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
I'll go back, of
they're a
course.
popular trending thing. All right, Frizz, it is time for the portion of the
Okay.
show where we read comments from last week's
Okay.
video. So thank you to
Viewer question
everybody
time.
who
Ding, 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 ding.
watched last week's video. And thank you to everybody
Yes,
who
thank you.
comment, liked, and subscribed
We
and all that
appreciate
good
you.
stuff. Yeah. Our-
Again, if you have any recommendations on podcast subjects, drop it in the comments.
yeah. Or if you just want your question read on air,
Yeah.
let us know. Lisa C asks,
Hey, Lisa.
I want Frizzy to know how lucky she is to have a husband that helps her with her business, including going sourcing. My husband would never want to do any of these things, especially having a full-time job. So thank you, Johnny, for helping her.
That's sweet. I do appreciate you. That is sweet. Here's the thing about that is like in the long run, he would like to full time be a reselling.
Yeah, as somebody
So
who has been beaten down by corporate
yeah,
America,
it'll do
I
that to
would
you. It'll do that to you.
gladly get out of it. But I do appreciate that I do not necessarily have to dig through bins.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I like it.
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm digging through bins, but I'm at work. All right, Frizz. Sandra P. This is an actual question
Okay.
this time. Sorry.
I know you just wanted to
Just
read the
wanted-
nice comment.
I like to remind
For
you
you.
that you're.
Oh,
that you're
thank you.
All right, question here. How long do you spend on photo listing and storage a day? And then second part, do you batch photos and use them to list through the week?
I will say, okay, for the second part of that, I'll answer first. I want to have a draft bank, but no, I don't, which is frustrating. Well, the only time I do is when we go on vacations.
Mm-hmm.
I do take enough photographs to, at least post while we're
Mm-hmm.
on vacation. But no, currently I do not have anything in my drafts. I just have to list daily, which I don't mind because photographing, listing, and inventory takes me. So I do anywhere from, like, let's say about 15 items a day.
Mm-hmm.
So 15 items a day takes me about, for all photographing, everything's probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really nice to batch.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
there's some
would.
days where you're like, you know what, I still have some things on my phone. I'll post those.
Yeah.
And it
Mm-hmm.
would be nice to just
Right.
have that.
Yeah. So some days I'll take photographs of like a ton of stuff so then I can throughout the week just post what I already photographed, which helps out a lot because
That
on the
really
days
depends on how excited you are
about the
what
things
you
I've
found.
had. Yeah. This is true.
I mean, if you, like this past week when we went to the buy sell trade store, found a bunch of stuff that sells for over $100. I mean, that stuff was
First up.
I don't
First
even know if
up.
we were home yet, and you
No.
had that stuff.
Yeah. First up.
But if you were like, oh, this will go for 30, this will
Here's
go
the
for
deal,
30.
and that's a lot of the stuff I find at the bins are things that sometimes when I come home and I'm not excited about listing them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those get pushed behind the $100 items. But they get listed at some point.
At some point.
One day I'm just gonna have like when I get to the death pile, it's just gonna be all like $20 to $30 items because it's all the stuff that I'm not excited about listing.
I love when you go through the death pile randomly and you're like, I had this in there.
Yeah, that's true too. That's
this
exciting.
thing is like $150.
Yeah, it's almost like having a thrift store. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's like a secret surprise.
We could have, you know how they have like speakeasies? You could run out of the house a speakeasy thrift store.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then people just knock and they're just like...
Code word.
Yeah, and they're just like, Boston. And you let them in and then it's just like a shop.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be kind of cool. I wonder what kind of theme it would be.
I don't know.
It's like a roaring 20s thrift store.
Come in costume, please.
Yes. Okay, the next question here. What are... Ooh, this one's going to take you some thought.
Okay.
All right. What are your top 3 asks for the new Poshmark CEO?
Oh.
So we'll just change it as like, what are 3 things about Poshmark that you wish were just a little different?
I do wish it was easier to run sales. Like, I don't like the whole, like, having to discount your store and then doing closet clear out. Like, I don't, just make it easy, like on eBay where everything can be 10% off or you can just have an easier sale. Another one would be get rid of the social aspect of it and like the sharing, the liking, the friends, like get rid of that. Nobody even cares about that. People just want to shop on there.
Well, I get the like part because you can send offers.
Well, yeah,
there,
you can, but like the sharing and like the following people, like I get the following if you like the store, but don't have to follow just to follow.
Well, then what do you do?
I don't look at any of the people.
But it's not like there's like a, you know how like Facebook, they're like the wall and you can like post what you're doing and like, that's it.
Yeah. No. So yeah, the sale, like make it easier for sales and then get rid of that whole like social aspect of it. And
stop
then,
trying to make fetch a thing.
Right. And then,
Stop banning people.
Well, they don't ban people. Well, yeah, and then make sure you can make delist and relist a thing again.
Yeah.
Make delist and relist a thing again.
Make delisting and relisting great again.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, and stop with like, why do I always have to like, I get that live pop up every time that I have to close first.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And then
I
can't
like open the app. I don't want to.
Why do I always have to hit close? I don't even know what it says.
The party or whatever. Like there's a party.
I am pre-programmed to just hit close.
Yeah, I don't even read it.
And go.
No, I don't even read it. But wait, I thought of another thing. What was I?
Oh, and this was from Odd. This was from Odd Fashion Friends.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Odd.
What was I gonna say? Oh crap, I forgot. I don't know. I'll think of it.
Okay. And then there's a follow-up question here. What is your opinion and theory about non-binding offers like Depop and this year?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I remembered what I was going to say, but I'll come back to that. Make messaging easier on Poshmark.
Yes.
Like, there needs to be a way to message somebody.
You mean like when sending offers?
Yes.
And you want to just tell
Right.
people to
Yeah.
bug off?
like where the sending offers is, have it be able, you can message in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not having to go to the bundle to message or leave a comment to message. Like, just make a message.
Yeah.
So anyways.
When I have a $150 item listed and you send me a $20 offer, I want to decline it, but also tell you no.
Okay.
Well, it would be nice though, like if you say you're just kind of off.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about Poshmark that doesn't happen with eBay offers as much is you'll have something for $70, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody will send you a $35 offer,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come back at say 60,
Mm-hmm.
and they go up $1.
Yeah, that's
It's kind of
they're
like
too
this
far off.
like pissing contest a
Yeah.
little bit, and then all of a sudden that's all it
Mm-hmm.
is like a little pissing contest of where you go down $1, they come up $1. You stay the same, they go
same.
down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that, like, just stop.
Yeah. Well, and I do appreciate eBay with, like, you can message and say, like, in the offer, like, best and final offer, or I can't go any lower than this, or you can send a message with your offer to make the buyer understand, like, this is final offer. On Poshmark, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that would be nice. Okay, so the next question is...
And non-binding offers on, like, Depop and Vestiaire.
I had heard that Depop was fixing that, but apparently...
Well, who knows?
They haven't done anything about that, but my opinion is that it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
I remember the first time that we had an offer on Depop, I was like, we had a sale. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, did they cancel?
All
And they're
the
like, oh, no,
time.
it was never a
All the
thing.
time I do that. I look at Depop, and all the time I look at it, and they're like, oh, offer accepted. I'm like, yes, it sold. But you're like, no, it didn't sell
No, it
yet.
didn't
I'm like,
sell
dang
yet.
it, they didn't buy. So yeah, and I don't get the thought process on that for
Yeah.
Depop. Like,
Hey,
I don't
if-
understand.
I'm going to offer you $40. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay, that's good.
Okay,
I'm going to
cool.
think about that.
Yeah,
But
okay,
it's good to
cool.
know that if I were to offer you $40,
Like,
that you would take
Yeah,
it.
I don't get that. No.
I am against, and I realize that these platforms, part of it is they want you on the platform, right? So if somebody accepts an offer but it's not binding, like then you have to like go back and check, and you're like on the app more. But I would just like things to be more streamlined.
Right.
I want to list my items, I want to sell my items, I want to ship my items, and I want to do it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out. I don't want to like have you like my store and I'll like your store.
Yeah.
And
I wish.
it to me there's a lot of just what, like we talked
Yeah.
about Goodwill individually itemizing things. That's how I feel about like stupid stuff like that.
I mean, I do feel like eBay does a pretty good job at all this nitpicky stuff that we have for Poshmark and Depop, because like on eBay, if I like a store, there are a couple eBay stores that I follow that I'm like, okay, I have this saved because I like the store, because I like what they sell. On Poshmark, there are a few sellers that I like their closet. I want to save it, but I have followed so many people that it gets lost that I have now
That's the thing,
I
too.
don't know like where it is.
And like we love Prime Lister, right? Like we are huge fans of Prime Lister because they automate all of this. And as funny as this sounds, it'd be nice to not have to need a service
Right.
to manage
Yeah.
me running. Everyone's trying to differentiate themselves from eBay, and it's just not working.
But I think with the whole Poshmark automation thing is like they've lost the point of whatever they were trying to do with Poshmark to begin with. Because of all the automation, nobody really does what's it intended
Yeah.
for. So,
Well, to your point, like if you're following 3,000 accounts, how are you ever going to find so-and-so's Poshmark closet?
that I wanted to purchase from. I
Yeah.
know, yeah. So I have to save it in my phone notes. Like I have a list of Poshmark
Yeah.
stores that are saved in my phone notes, because I can then go look at it and then go directly to their page.
It also makes me think of when we first set up our Poshmark automation and had likes on, auto likes on, and then we were just getting offers.
Bombarded with offers,
Like,
and we're like, we didn't.
What is all
happening?
this? And then we like I felt bad, like I ended up blocking people.
Oh no!
Only because I was like,
Too many offers.
Well, I've unliked everything that I was liking on your page. and now I'm getting like bundle offers with nothing in it. And I'm like, I need this to, I am a non-notification guy. Frizz has notifications on for everything.
I love notifications.
I mean, it's just, it's why your phone dies all the time.
That's probably true. I'm like totally type B, and you're more type A. That's fine.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. What was that?
I don't
the J
feel
and
very
the P.
type A.
I'm a P and you're a J.
What was I, judgy?
You're judgmental, and I'm perceiving.
Mm-hmm. We are definitely different.
Yeah, we are different.
But you'll be like, oh, here's a notification update from the New York Transit Authority. Like, how do you, like, you have very random apps on that you get very random notifications from?
I just ignore them, though. Like, it doesn't even, I look past it.
Yeah, I don't know how you can do it. But that is why I struggle with that part of Poshmark, because it's so notification heavy that I'm like, no, turn all off.
Yeah.
And when you go, like, say you get an offer on Poshmark and you go to offers at the top, right? You then have to like scroll through all the ones you sent out until you see a picture, because then you're like, oh, that's mine. And then you can...
That's frustrating too. Like, I just want to see the offers that I have received, not sent, that I have received.
Yeah. Somebody, different topic real quick as we wrap up here. Was it Colorado? It might have been Colorado Reworn. Somebody posted, not to talk about eBay shipping again, but you can set up rules based off of postal zones.
Oh, really?
So it just goes by zones. So that way, if something is California for us, it will...
But I think that's very smart. If we were to go away from free shipping, we could do that. I know you hate all the different having different things for different things, but sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess if it's automated.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to scroll through it, but not to continue to talk about this, but now we're almost a month in, maybe 3 weeks in. I don't hate free shipping.
I don't hate it either. I actually don't mind it. And I do believe that we are getting way more sales than we were.
And it's hard because your average sales price has shipping in it. So your average sales price is going to be lower because we didn't raise prices.
Right.
You are with new things. Well, I know when I'm listing, I'm raising the price to kind of count for shipping, but we didn't go back and raise the old stuff like we said. So our average sales price is going to go down, because we cut out, $7 to $12 in shipping. And I don't know. I'm assuming it's all based on what the buyer paid. So it's also shipping at retail.
Right. That is another thing why, like, how I say your 90-day total is including shipping and at the retail price shipping. So
yeah, you just like ship one thing freight.
Yeah.
And you're like, I had $70,000 in sales. So yeah. You spend $25,000 to ship a car. But so apparently there are some different kind of rules. I think the early part of fall will really tell us about free shipping.
I do
when
think
we start sending out some chore coats.
Over a pound items we might have to change, especially ones that we can't fit into a padded flat rate envelope.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because that has been saving us from shipping to California, but like huge coats cannot fit in a padded flat rate.
I would like to say shout out to the padded flat rate.
Yeah, it's like the best.
Just the GOAT. I mean,
the padded flat rate.
If you are going to send something to California, and well, even when you post on eBay, you use old listings, right? Sell similar, right? If somebody had a chore coat, but for some reason they put it as a pound, and then we go to ship it and we're like, oh, this thing ain't a pound, this thing's 3 pounds. And then you find out it's going to California, you're like, oh no, I just lost my butt. And then it's like, I bet you I can fit this thing into a padded flat rate.
In a padded flat rate. It's like a game. Like, will it fit?
Well, when we did calculated shipping, when we were sending 2 pounds to California, and it was like $16. Padded flat rate for $9.20 or whatever
Yeah.
it was, and we would pocket those $7.
And the buyer gets it faster.
Because then it's priority.
Right.
They thought they were buying ground.
And
We
it's priority.
upgraded them to priority. You're welcome. And then save $7. But I know we talked about this before too, but we'll probably have to go and up the prices a little bit on some heavier stuff. But I would rather up the price a little bit versus taking off free shipping, because I do think there is a little algorithmic
I
bump.
also have heard that if you are doing calculated shipping on eBay, your items are not showing up on Google.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, so if you're doing calculated shipping at all, they are not showing up on Google. If you are doing free shipping or like a set shipping...
No, you said, oh, yeah, okay.
Then a set shipping might. Free shipping tends to most likely show up on Google search. But calculated shipping does not at all.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting to me, because I'm like, well, that's not good.
In our last video on Frizzy's Finds, check it out if you guys haven't already. On the last Goodwill video, your days 5, 6, and 7, you had mentioned, you had kind of said something a little off the cuff of, because we don't send out offers anymore, we don't take offers anymore. And somebody commented and said, can you please elaborate on you don't send out offers anymore? And then somebody else commented and said following, because they wanted to then get the trend of it. And I had written back and said, because we had turned on free shipping, that was kind of currently the trade-off. But I do think that people are very intrigued by whatever's going to kind of help them sell more. And if free shipping is now also making your stuff pop up in Google searches, eBay, it's like Goodwill, right? Like they will tell you what they want. Like you can say, I don't accept returns.
But
eBay
they
will
really
tell
want you. They will make you.
And if you get, negative feedback because you didn't accept a return, well, guess eBay will leave it. And yeah, exactly. So eBay also kind of tells you, and I think eBay is kind of
Moving
pushing the
towards
narrative
free
of they
shipping.
would like you to have free shipping.
Well, okay. On the note of sending offers, this is only on eBay, because we have Prime Lister. Prime Lister sends out automatic offers on Poshmark, and then on Depop we send out offers. But on eBay, because of free shipping, we don't accept offers. Yeah, I do send them out. But I send
when they
them
come up,
I send them like a 5 or 10%, depending on what it is. But we don't accept offers come in.
Yeah, and that old stuff just moving out.
I know, and that's really nice too. Like some of our really, really old bad buys from the original days of the bins, we're getting rid of.
Yeah, there's stuff that we have not laid eyes on
in 3 years.
Yeah. That is like, we sent out a pair of shoes today, and I was like getting ready to go get it, and I was like, please be in there. Please be in there. Do not be falling apart. Like you always do the bend test.
No dry rot.
You always do the bend test, and I just wait for like.
Yeah, they were good.
They were good.
Okay, good.
They're gone.
Phew.
They're out. Bye.
Phew.
Because. Guys, you're probably shipping orders right now.
Yeah.
Or if not, you're thinking about the orders that you have to ship. And that is why we are the Packing Orders Podcast. So, guys, thank you for hanging out at episode 3.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We appreciate this.
Be sure
this is
to
fun.
hit that subscribe button. I think we're closing in on like 600 subscribers. It is pretty good. And our view counts, this has been going well.
It's pretty good. We appreciate this.
So, guys, be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Let us know if you want us to answer
any questions.
Any questions for next week.
What's our topic next week?
You wanted to talk about, because we were talking about bins and sourcing, why maybe we should be live selling, or why we hate live selling.
Yeah, that's a good topic. We are going to talk live selling next week. Live selling.
And we know, we watch a lot of YouTube. We've said this before, and a lot of times people bring up Whatnot. We notice that their views dip.
Yeah.
People don't necessarily love the Whatnot conversation, but I think live selling, eBay Open was just pushing out how they have eBay Live now and pushing eBay Live. So there's eBay Live, there's Poshmark Live, there's whatnot. There's a whole bunch of different things. Live selling, it's here. We don't do it.
We did do it,
Let's
but
talk
we don't
about
do it. Will we do it again? I don't know. We can talk about it.
Ellen, should we live sell? We'll see you guys later.